Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Female Esports League. My name is Aris, and we are currently in our third game of the day. It's going to be between Keys Ladies as well as Hertz ABT. And we are going to be seeing a Darcy as well as a Murat ban on the side of Keys Ladies, and Hertz ABT going to be banning out the Monarch as well as the Violet. Well, not yet, not the Violet yet, but pretty much I'm pretty sure they will be banning something else. So yep, they will be banning out the Maja. I don't think Violet is really worth of a ban. They might want to pick the Violet up for themselves, and maybe they don't want to give it over to Kiss Ladies. And for those who actually missed out the previous games, don't worry, you can always watch the VOD once today's games are over. We will be streaming 2 more games, so first off, this game, and then the winner of that game will be playing another game that will be streamed as well. So we will be streaming the next game that will be streamed, if I am not wrong, should be Hertz as well. So those are the games that we will be streaming. But that being said, we also have League of Legends that will be happening next week. So remember to follow us on Facebook, and you can check us out on Instagram for all the news and updates that you need to know about the Female Esports League. Remember, we have 4 game titles for this year, split into 2 different circuits at different parts of the year. There is still 2 League of Legends for the PC platform, and for the mobile game platform, we have AoV and Mobile Legends. I'm pretty excited for that. Let's take a look at the draft, shall we? Game 1 between these 2 teams. Remember, it's a best of 3. Game 1 we'll be having Kiss Ladies pick up the Violet. That's gonna be the first pick after betting out the Murat, and we kind of saw Hertz a little bit hesitant on banning out the Violet, and they instead opt to ban out the Maja instead, which I think makes a lot more sense, right? I mean, Violet, you just gotta shut down that early to mid game and make sure that your team can steamroll from there. You don't really have to ban out a Violet. There's really not too much in that. I think Maja is definitely a lot more suitable for ban, because early game, if you don't really contain the Maja, she can be quite an issue to do with. She's quite irritating in lane. She has a lot of sustain, a lot of decent amount of damage and lifesteal at the same time. So she's just a very irritating hero to deal with. We've already seen her being played twice. They'll pick up a Russ and a Krizik. I like it. I think Krizik is not really a priority ban coming into this server and this qualifiers, which is pretty surprising, because Krizik, I keep saying this, but it is what it is. Krizik is like, what, 90% ban rate across all the qualifiers? 100% pick ban rate. I think there was only 1 game in the Taiwan server that was not, not Taiwan, Thailand server. In the Taiwan server, it was 100% ban. In the Thailand server, it was 94%, or rather 84% that was banned. And then we had like the rest of the games, it was pretty much picked. So it's pretty much 100% pick ban rate throughout the other qualifiers. But we're gonna see the Krizik coming in with the Crit Knock, which is always the combo that you want to go for. Like I said, 2 disguise with the Crit Knock, and then you add on the Camouflage with the Krizik, and you get yourself a really dangerous combo that you wouldn't even know what hit you. We've already seen that being played out, coming out from the other Hertz team. Lumia got picked up. Lumia's pretty interesting. I mean, Lumia is a hero that is pretty out of meta, but still really strong because of ultimate. You get a global damage across the board. Along with it, you have a stun. So at level 4, instantly you're ready to go. You're ready to go for a team fight. And looking at Hertz draft, they are looking for pickoffs, which means we might not see Lumia as effective as Kiss Ladies want to. They pick up a Yon, which is not that mobile, so he will get affected by Lumia's ulti when it lands. Question is, will he, or rather, will she be able to use it at the correct time though? Because Lumia's ulti does have a decent amount of damage, considerable amount of HP taken off Yon if she uses it at the right timing. Max would be a really good pick, but really off meta picks across the board if they go in for the picks that I saw them kind of soft lock in. Astrid's pretty off meta as well, but the swing of the blade is quite a painful skill. I mean, the ultimate, Definitely do not want to mess with that. So Yena, Vera, as well as an Omen ban. You do see a Hayate ban out coming out from Kiss Lady, so they want to take that away from Hertz, which is the reason why they actually went for Yon, which works as well. I mean, they have a pretty decent draft. High damage mob burst, that's for sure, right? You got a Ras as well as a Quick Knock, and a Yon to go for the tower. So very high burst across the board for the side of Hertz. But Kiss Ladies, they are managing the draft really decently. They pick up an Astrid. That's pretty much going to be the top lane. Crash, it's going to be with the Lumia mid, and then you're going to see a Zephyrus in the jungle, while Violet's going to be in the bot lane all by herself. Meanwhile, if you look over the side of Hertz, they have Ras in the mid lane going up against the Lumia. You have a Krixik that's definitely going to mid. Quicknung going to be in the jungle, so the battle between Zephyrus and Krixik. Zephyrus definitely a lot more early game than with Xanis. Still, you need that farm, right? Zephyrus and Xanis both need a lot of farm towards the late game, but they do have decent amount of burst. Definitely still lose out to a Quick Knock in terms of ganking potential, but it's all about the late game. And then you're gonna see the draft get filled up with a Q graph. I gotta say, I like Hertz draft a lot better because it's a lot. It comes online a lot faster in terms of that early game potential. I feel like Kiss Ladies don't have too much in the early game. You have a Violet, but that's about it, and Lumia at level 4. But even for Violet and Astrid and Zephyrus, all these are really late game heroes. So I'm a little bit concerned about the pace of the game. If they do not do well in the early to mid game, or if Kiss Ladies do not have the space that they need and Hertz play really aggressively, it could backfire. We've seen that happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Let's see how the game goes in game. Gotta admit, I do like that Q graph pickup though. The Q graph pickup isn't too bad.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds. Prepare to engage.
So like I said, gonna be seeing Lumion down in the middle up against that Ras, and straight away we're gonna have a little bit of engagement. Whoa, 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 a little bit feisty down the mid lane. Qgraph, decent amount of damage down. Sprint already used by Lumia, although I don't think she needed to kind of use that. Crash already down to a quarter of HP. Just the heal as well. That's gonna allow Hertz to actually invade, and I think it was actually stolen away by the Ras, so that is a really good engagement. Like I said, Keys Ladies, they have a really good late game draft, but if they don't have the space needed to farm, it could be over even before it began for them. We already got the Quick Knock moving to her own jungle. Amora Aiko. Decent timing on the Quick Knock, should hit level 3 now. Meanwhile, bot lane Yon against a Violet. And Violet just keeping a distance a little bit too close for my liking. You don't want to put yourself too close to Yon. He has a lot of damage with the Rain of Fire. And, not Rain of Fire, but with the arrows. Zilia. The Crash. And Yami's gonna be using that Camouflage right in front of them. Ras, more than happy to take a shot, cleared up the lane. Spirit Sentinel coming up in 4 seconds. And good timing coming out of Mirror Arco. I like this rotation coming in. They want to pick this up really quick. 5 more seconds before the Abyssal Dragon comes up. Right on time. Punctual as always. Illumia down in the middle though. Taking a little bit of the hit. And she's not level 4 yet, which means that if the next team fight comes, there's no ultimate. And this is going to be an easy Abyssal Dragon coming in for the side of Hertz. Already up close to 1k gold lead. Looks like we're gonna be seeing quite a little bit of a skirmish down bot lane. Both sides going back to farm. So no gank as of yet, and no kills on the board, even for the quick knock. So I like how she's ignoring this little buff right here. So what that does is it allows her to rotate a lot quicker in terms of taking the buff. So she skips a half level. Illumia using the ultimate right there. They might be looking for a kill across the board, but doesn't seem like they can get the rush. Kind of used prematurely there. So that's gonna be her ulti down for the next 40 seconds. On top lane, Bunny up against Chizu. Chizu is having a pretty decent lane against the Astrid. These two pretty much toe to toe. Don't think we will see too much between both of them. But looks like we're gonna see Zephyr's come in, but it is Krixik that will draw the aggro. Now Crash laying the ultimate down on the ground, but where is the damage? It's not up yet, and Raz will join the fight, no buff. But definitely scary enough for the side of Kiss ladies to back off. So they want to re-engage onto this fight. The Get Stunner comes in, and he will push it back. Illumia with the ultimate, that might be enough, but they get the first blood, and they got what they came for. And there's the Trixie that go down. Krixik. Oh no, Amura Aiko, a little bit greedy there, goes in for the crash. But I don't like this trade-off, it's not worth it. Yes, they do get a kill with the tanker, but it's the jungler they're talking about. I don't think that was pretty much... If you got either the jungler, or you got like the Violet, or the Illumia, I think it would be a lot more worth it. But, I don't know, getting Azalea there, was that really needed though? Rank Breaker coming up for Astrid. And that's the Fenrir's talent coming up for the Kilgroth. Damage coming up to deal with the tankiness of the Crash. So with that first blood, things are gonna get leveled out. Soul River coming up for Kricknock. 5 minutes 22 seconds, and Abyssal Dragon, second of the game, getting secured, but the lanes are out. Azalea taking a little bit of hit coming out from Trixik, or could it be the other way? And that's the good thing about Kiss Lady's skill. If they have the Illuminous ulti, they can go for the fight, and once again it will come out. But Trixik burned the ultimate really early there. The CC comes in, the stun follows up, and Zephyr's comes in to get the kill. And once again, it is the Quick Knight that tries to get whatever he can. This time around, they get the Violet, which is a lot more worth it. Rush should have been down a lot earlier, in my opinion, but better late than never. I mean, that is the advantage that I talk about. It's the Lumia ulti. Hyuga's X chosen for Zenith, or for the Zephyrs. That's going to provide a lot more HP needed for the jungler to sustain for the fight. Rise down mid lane. Hyuga pushing on top side now. And he sees Ashley, he knows he wants to go for the kill. But Raz will kick things off once again. It is the Luminous ulti to buy enough time. So Luminous ulti being used really early compared to the other instances. Darkslayer up 7 minutes and 20 seconds in, but I don't think any of them have the capabilities to go up for. Noriko setting up a gank, and they might get the crash there. Yes, they do. Enough burst damage with the Kricknock and the Rust. only that, that will open up the map. They will get the Missile Dragon. However, they are not too far ahead. 600 gold. Negligible at this point. 8 minutes in. And seems like his ladies are able to catch up in terms of this early game phase. And the later that this game goes, the better it's going to get for Kiss ladies. Until Yon gets his fairy talent, I don't think they have to worry too much. Illumia once again with the ultimate gets a stun onto the Trixic. And they definitely should push right here. Ras gonna reel himself with the ambush. And now they're gonna walk right back off. They managed to get Ras against the wall. They might get a kill onto Noriko. He gets out just in time, but no. Harumi with the gap closer. 1-for-1 at this point. They lose the crash for a second time in a row, but they don't worry about that. They want to get Illumia. Look at that. Zephyr's with the stun, but Yon will join the fight. Not enough damage, and they will lose not only the Crick Knock, but they might lose a tower either in the top or middle side as well, because with Kugov coming in mid to defend this tower, that might give enough time for the Ashe to push the top side.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
Now we're gonna be seeing a little bit of a gank coming up on Zephyrs. They do lose the Illumia down in the middle, so there is no ulti for the next 26 seconds. Will that be enough? Wow. Yon's ultimate did manage to get a hit onto Crash. That's going to be delaying that pushback, and they will secure not only the mid tower, but they can try to get a gang onto the Violent. Russ trying to contest for the Might Golem right there. Zephyr's bravely walks in. Illumia ulti doesn't land on anyone, but that doesn't matter. Kiss ladies will get their Might Golem, and Hertz is more than happy to trade that. They get the Missile Dragon. 4 Missile Dragons now in the way of the red team. And Hertz have a little bit of a goal lead right now as we speak. 2k goal lead, and Astrid in a lot of trouble. 4v1, or rather 3v1. As Rush joins the party a little late. Easy tower for Hertz.
A blue team tower has been destroyed.
Oh, Zenz went in by himself. That might be a really bad fight. And Trixic tried to secure the Q, but that's gonna give them the top tower. One more hit, and that should do the trick. Meanwhile, Kiss ladies will trade for the bottom tower, so 1-for-1. However, it is a tier 2 for Hertz that we are talking about, and there's definitely more with it. On top of it, they pick up the Dark Slayer. And this could be the beginning of the end for Kiss ladies. They are still doing a really, really good job at keeping Hertz in check, making sure that they do not steamroll out of control. Omni Arms coming off the Crick Knock.
The Great Dragon has been summoned.
Greg gonna be released in the bottom lane. And Yon Tusk. We're pushing them back. They get the kill. They might be able to get to one more push coming in. They get Illumia, no ulti in. Zephys comes in by himself but misses it. It's a point blank, and now they get a 3-man stun. Is it enough? Crash down to a quarter of HP, but it's not. Yawn with the burn, and they might get even more. The burst damage for it is just too much. They get the Astrid,
A blue team tower
and they can
has
go
been
for even
destroyed.
more. Harumi on the run, tries to jump past the wall, and here comes Yami with the camouflage. They get the stun down. Kugov comes in to finish up the job,
Tower has been destroyed.
and they still have 5 men alive.
Down.
They get both the mid and bottom, but with 20 seconds before the next hero comes up to save them. I mean, Illumia has ulti, they might be able to get a kill here, but Yawn just hanging on by a thread. Krigna comes up, and down goes the throne. And it is Hertz that will pick up game 1 as Kiss Ladies. They get ended just beneath 14 minutes. Like I said, they had a good draft for the late game, but if you do not get there, you will be punished for it. And Hertz definitely made use of the early game advantage they have. They had a Rust, they had a Krignock, they had a Yawn. Talk about early game potential they have. And boy, did they punish them. Punish the greed of Kiss Ladies. That is, I mean, the draft looks really good on paper. You're talking about Violet, you're talking about an Astrid, you're talking about Zephys, but it's so late game. Yes, you have a Luminous ulti, but look at the items. I mean, they particularly went Glass Cannon because they knew they could out damage. Krignock's items are pretty standard, but look at Kugov. Even Kugov went for Hugo's Age, and that's the only real sustained item he needs. He goes for Fairy Talent, Rank Breaker. He's out to destroy the Crash, and it's just instantly managed to at least hold Astrid in position. Didn't really lose too much. Kind of forced Astrid on the back foot when Krignock went for the gank. With that being said, congratulations to HertzABT that managed to walk away with game 1. It is a best of 3, so it is not over yet. I think they could have done a lot better with the draft. Maybe go a little bit more balanced. Needed something with a punch early game. If you want to pick up a late game jungler, you gotta pick up early game. At least an early game marksman. You can't go for Violet. She's just not enough for an ADC in the first half of the game. So we go for a short break, but when we are back, we'll bring you game 2 between Kiss Ladies and HertzABT. Alright, and welcome back to the Female Esports League. This is the FSL circuit for the first half of the year, and we are currently into game 2 for the AoV games in the Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Philippines qualifiers. It is a combined region, and we are currently in our third game, or the second game of the third set. We're gonna have Hertz up against Kiss Ladies. Hertz walking away with game 1, and now we are in the second draft. I think in the first game, like I said, I really think it came down to a draft issue. Kiss Ladies didn't have a good enough draft that could bring them into the late game. They had a lot of damage in the Zephys as well as the Violet. But other than the Illumia, there was just no sustain and no damage in the opening phases. So they, I mean, if you look at Hertz draft, they had the Ross, they had the Krignock, they had the Yawn, and that just allowed them to transit from the early to the late game phase very easily when they could just bully with the range that they had. Quite similar to what the other teams, or rather the other Hertz team had in game in the first half of the day. But now let's take a look at what we have coming into game 2, shall we? Marlock and Trixie getting banned out. Pretty straightforward. Obviously, you do not want to give away the Trixie. We already saw what happens when you do that, when you combine it with the Krignock. Darcy and Violet getting banned out. So no junglers on the board as of yet for both heroes. Marja, Tane, and Omen getting picked up for Hertz, while Kiss Ladies will settle for Dirac, Tel Anas, and Chuck. I don't think they'll pick a Chuck now. I think Lumber's not a good pick as well, but as I say that, they will lock in the Lumber. I think they can make the Lumber work, to be honest. They can make the Lumber work if they want to. But they have to be a little bit careful because Lumber's not really stable into that mid phase. Early game, yes, he does have a little bit of a dash. He's quite similar to what Toro brings to the battlefield, right? You have a dash, you have a pretty decent uh, stomp and damage, I would say, on the spot, and then you have a little bit of a sustain, but that's really about it. Like, you can't really protect
Red team's
your teammates
turn
too well
to
for
ban.
Lumber, so I'm pretty surprised that they will go for a hero like him. I think there are other heroes. I mean, Yepnef is also available. That's a hero they can consider. I mean, Aram is also available on the board. I want to see Aram. I think Aram is a hero which is no longer picked up, but is still very, very strong. Like, she's good as a tank. She's good as a mid laner. She's good as a top laner. She can pretty much play every position other than bot lane and jungle. Or rather, other than jungle itself, she can even play bot lane against an MM because she does have so much sustain as well as AoE damage. She can pretty much just go right to the face of the MM and say, you know what, go ahead, like, have a shot. I'm tanky enough. I have so much sustain. I can pretty much just damage the creeps and heal up every single every shot. And if you come close enough, I'll punish you with my spirits as well as my CC. So yeah, I think, Aram is just a hero that isn't played much to my liking, enough to my liking. Quick Knock and Arthur getting banned out. Meanwhile, we do see Kiss Ladies taking away the Murat as well as the Vera. Vera is quite the hero to deal with if she does get through. Although in the other regions, I think we do see a lot of ban on the Vera. Yes, we do. Vera is getting banned out. 57% of the time in Taiwan server, 64% of the time in Thailand. So that's a combined total of what, 60% across the board for both servers and both qualifiers. But this time around, looks like she get banned out. Omen looking to be that 100% pick ban rate for both, rather for this particular qualifiers. I mean, what's not to love, right? You got a hook, you got decent damage, 1-on-1. You pretty much do win every duel in a 1v1, unless you're lagging really behind, or you're just in a really bad spot where you're taking tower damage, or you are not able to hook your opponents in for that 1v1. It looks like Hertz will lock down the Lumia for themselves. I mean, oh, come on. You have a lot of CCs already. You got Omen, you got Tane, you got Lumia. So all they need is just a jungler that can output a lot of damage. Lindis is a perfect pickup over here. You can put the Omen down top lane, you put the Marja in mid as well as the Tane, and you put the Illumia. Oh, you put the Illumia and Tane down middle lane. So you're gonna put the Marja pretty much either at the top and then Omen on the opposite lane. I think Omen at the top will make more sense. Marja at bottom, just because she's gonna be going against the MM. So you want to be able to have an escape route just in case you need to get close against either the MM or you need to go away from the battle. I think that makes a lot more sense. For the side of Kiss Ladies, they need something they can shred a tank. So all of their MMs, or rather all of their warriors, need Variant Talent. If you are wanting to catch the Lindis, they need someone who can reach the backline. They already banned out Murad. There's no quick knock on the board, so the only remaining tank assassin they can think of is Zil. They can try a Zenith, but Zenith is a little bit too late game. They've already got Tal on us as well as Yena, so they need some time to actually farm up for the draft. So yeah, Zil would do pretty well. Early to late game, I think Zil still has a ton of damage. Doesn't have to worry too much about getting caught out himself. He can kind of look open, pretty similar to what Murad brings to the table, especially with the ultimate. But yeah, draft looking pretty decent for both sides. I think we might have a little bit of excitement, especially down in the bottom lane. Just because we're gonna be seeing that Lindis in the jungle, and I do want to see a Murad play getting played though. I think Temporal Turbulence is one of the most punishing and the hardest hitting ultimate in terms of damage that I can think of in terms of AoE damage. I think Zil has as well, but Zil is like a single target focus hero. So I think in terms of AoE, he does lose to Murad by just a little bit, and vice versa when it comes down to Murad on the single damage and 0 on AoE. Interesting fact, Maja was
Welcome
once
to Arena
Arch
of Valor.
Mage as the
Get ready.
most
Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds.
talented disciple. For those who are
Prepare to engage.
interested in the lore of AoV, that is the lore. But if you were to ask me how, how would you draft against, or not how would you draft, but how would you play against the draft of HertzABT if you're Keys Ladies right now? Because you're on the back foot, you want to get back the second game just to apply a bit of pressure, try to keep yourself in the running. Well, first off, you gotta make sure that you don't give the space needed for Linders to farm, try to counter invade, or try to invade for any good measure. Make use of the lumber, the fact that he has so much, is so thick, so hard to actually go through that HP of his. Try to go in, disrupt the jungle phase, pull the creeps away while Lindis is trying to clear them, and maybe you can slow her down for a bit, just to make sure she doesn't get through the game. Because once she goes to the game, if you look at the lineup of Kiss Ladies, it really comes down to Zil to try to stop that the hero that is Lindis for the side of HertzABT. Marja going down a mid. So looks like we're going to have a reset because a little bit of a mistake. One of the members actually picked the buyback rune. So that's pretty interesting because I think the buyback rune was actually used in the other qualifiers. So I think this time around we will not be allowing that. So no naughty buybacks from any of the girls. We will be making sure that that rune is banned out. So good check from the admins to make sure that that doesn't happen. So we'll go for a repick, but the draft will definitely be the same. We'll go for a short ad break. So since we have that opportunity to do so, so a shout out to Overdrive, Super Solid, Aftershock as well. Not Overdrive, Dream Core, Super Solid, Aftershock, Yahoo, for making this possible. Overdrive was here last year, not this year. But yeah, remember if you want to catch any of the other games, do let us know which of the teams you are rooting for in the comments. And when we are back, we'll bring you the second game.
5 seconds.
Alright, so welcome back. We finally got the draft done.
Prepare to
Make sure that the
engage.
runes are right, so no buyback runes this time round. Interesting fact for those who actually missed that out, after the transformation, Maja never looked in the mirror, so didn't I. Coming into game 2, we are now currently gonna be going through the draft once again. It's gonna be Illumia. We do see a Tane in the mid, and it's gonna be Maja down the board against Tel-Ana, so pretty much expected. Like I said, Maja against the MM will definitely do a lot better than the Omen, and this time around she's gonna be going up against the Tel-Anas, which isn't the easiest to do so. Diana at top side against the Omen. Well, we can see a D-Rock as well as a Lumber down in the middle. The thing about D-Rock is that he consumes so much mana, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really like to play him, because of his mana consumption. Like, he used 2-3 skills and that's it, you're emptied out, and you just gotta make sure that you use the skills effectively. Top lane, Omen up against a Yena, still already hitting that level 4. First gang is gonna be up in the top side. But he knows there's no way they can take Mas Chizu out. So Mas Chizu just gonna be sitting comfortably underneath the turret. Spirit Sentinel getting dragged out by Kiss Ladies, but here comes the first team fight. Omen with the hook gets both of them, and Lumia not level 4 yet, but they have enough damage and they have the hook to get the Zero in. And instead of getting first blood, Zero will get taken out. Now Tane and Marja, they want to contest for this. Tower Earner's already out of mana. It looks like we might see a really close contest. One more hit, and it is the Tower Earner's that will secure it though. So not too bad of a trade. And both teams will go neck to neck in terms of net worth. 2 minutes 30 seconds and nothing separating these two teams other than the first blood at the top side, as well as Abyssal Dragon getting secured by Kiss Ladies. Azalea and Almira covering the mid lane. But it is Kiss Ladies on a clock right now. The later that this game goes, the better it is for Hertz, because that Lindis is going to be pretty untouchable and unstoppable. With Zero being the only real hero that can reach Amora. First team fight going to be happening down in the bot lane. Not the first team fight, but the first big clash. Tribe comes in, she spots out Zero. Amora Aiko playing a little bit more reserved. Zero gonna be using that ultimate. Really well played to get out of the state as well. Here comes Illumia, catches out all 4 of them. That's gonna hurt quite a bit. A 3-man stun. It is still the Tane that comes in just in time. Azalea nearly hitting one more hit to go. Gets out at the very last second. But what a fight and what a kill for Kiss Ladies. It could have turned really bad. Lumia landing a 4-man stun and it was stacked on top of one another. But Lindis lacking the damage. Couldn't pull through with the fight. Well, if that fight was 5 minutes ahead, or after that, it could be really bad for the side of Kiss Ladies. But they did really well coming in. They got the Zero preemptively, stretching the Marja down to a quarter of HP. That meant that when Marja wanted to re-engage, she had to be careful with the positioning, had to be careful with how she wanted to approach the battle. Second Abyssal Dragon up until Anna's already working on it. Abyssal Dragon down to 5k HP. They might want to stay here right under the noses. And yes, Illumia will secure that. And they might be able to pick up not only the Abyssal Dragon, but the Lumber as well. But here comes Zero. But he's getting stacked upon stacked. That is the Tane's ultimate. And they will not only get 2 kills, but they might be able to get more. Trying to shove the bottom lane here. Marja jumping on the back line. Yes, it's good. One more hit and Almira will go down, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, the CC is good enough. And Darcy walks out of there alive. Azalea comes back with the Lumber. Gets the stun in, not enough damage. But I'm pretty sure that Hertz will be happy about it. Yana and Omen in a 1v1, make that 2v1. They get the slowdown. Will they go for the hit? No, they can't. And now Amora might have overextended a little bit, but she does get out there. Her stepping up the pressure with Lindis nearing that second major item. So having a really quiet game. First off was at bottom lane, but they've already lost it, and looks like the top laners will switch sides, while Harumi trying their best. So without the protection of the first tower, this means that, you know, the marksmen are not safe. This is why we usually see the marksman as well as the offlaners kind of switch sides when the first tower goes down, because you want to make sure that your marksman does have the protection of that first tier tower. If not, it's going to be really easy for the opponents to actually dive on. Arumi getting spotted out once again. Tain with the ultimate, Illumia with the chain stun, Omen with the hook, and they get the Zeal. And now they're gonna spawn up right on top of the Lumber. Not only that, they chase the Tel Anas and the Dirac away. They will settle for the Spirit Sentinel, and they will settle for the mid tower. But first off, they have a Yena standing in their way. Doesn't matter, we'll just push her back all the way, and Lindis will be able to hand the top by her own. Phase 3, looking to come in for the team. Does have enough HP? Do they go though? Slowly but surely, they are breaking the spirits of Kiss Ladies. Oh, Maja nearly stopping the TP, but here comes the fight. Illumia with the double man stun, followed by the Tain's ultimate. That is good. They get 1 kill. They get 2 on the Lumber. And this trio of burst damages are looking really scary. And Illumia is contributing to the fight even though she's halfway across the map, or all the way on the other side of the map. 100% kill participation, which isn't too hard to do when your ultimate is a global ultimate. So they finally do get the Tame, but they lose the Yena. So what do you do now if you are Kiss Ladies? Well, for starters, try to buy a little bit of time for the Tel Anas. In comparison to Lindis, is 2k off the mark. Victory doing all the right things as well, you know, going to scout the opponent's jungle, making himself a nuisance, a taunt in the neck for opponents. Zeal now coming in, ultimate is good, but they need one more hit on the Lindis. Yes, they will get it. They're targeting the wrong hero, but they will burn the Taint's ultimate to pick up the Lumber. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, Zeal once more as Taint and Omen scramble to find shelter underneath that first tier tower in the bot lane. Still standing strong. In fact, all the towers are still intact. Meanwhile, top side, they will lose one. Down the middle as well. Just to make sure that middle lane still stands strong, but it's already down to a quarter of a HP. $2k goal lead. Put in HertzABT and Kiss Ladies. Almira scouting out the opponents. And now they want more. Kane going to be stepping up the fight. Maja on the chase right now. They managed to get Illumia with a 3-man stun on the backline. Do they have enough follow-up though? They get the stun in. Oh, just flickers out in the nick of time. Leia will be able to get out there safe and sound. No, she has to cancel away the callback. And now they can fight. Yena on the backline. Good map awareness coming in to dodge, or rather to reposition herself away from the Yena. Omen doing a splendid job at bot lane, and that's gonna be the 5th Abyssal Dragon, or the 3rd Abyssal Dragon for the side of Hertz. you compare the two junglers right now, Amora playing the Lindis, 8.3k in comparison to Harumi's 6.8. So there is a 2.5k goal difference, or rather 1.5. Illumia with the ultimate. The moment Zeus' ultimate goes down, they reply the ultimate with their own. They get the easy kill onto D-Rock. They might be able to get more. Lumber, he shouldn't be sticking around. They get 3. They might be able to get a 4th one. Lindis will get him the slow. And now they can look to slowly close the game out. So they say cats have 9 lives, and Bunny, with a Chinese character of a cat, only died once. So 8 more to go. The rumor is true. While Maja and Tane will push the middle with their wave coming in. It's been a pretty dominant game for her so far. Doesn't really make a mistake, but now Yena gets caught out. Maja, one more hit. Maja slowly sustaining all that lost HP back. And they stick onto the zoo. Not only do they get him, they probably will get the lumber. They will get the sage golem. They will get everything. Darcy, tell on us one more hit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead. 10 with the push. Just for the overkill.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
And Mars, she's gonna be escorting Drake down in the top lane, while Lindis and the rest of Hertz start to work on the middle. Super minions for both top and mid.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
And now they can look to end the game right now. Lumia's ulti just to stun them up. And they do not even need the Drake, but it is on their side and they will end the game. It's gonna be another 2-0. And it's going to be a HertzABT that goes into the semi-finals. We have our second or the third semi-finals of the day. Congratulations to HertzABT. And the Hertz Guild must be pretty glad for themselves. They have 3 teams in this run-in. And now they've got 2 of the 3 teams already passed. Although we have to wait on the other game for the last Hertz to see whether or not they will go through. Which is actually Hertz. Isaac. I think that's Isaac. I don't want to make sure that it's right. But that being said, the next game will be Isaac, or rather AY, up against Lunar Light. That is going to be the game that we will be streaming. So no more games from Hertz, unfortunately. With that being said, congratulations to them for making it to semi-finals. And remember, there is still one more BO3 to go. So go for a short toilet break, go catch a small tea break if you want. But remember to keep your streams running, because FSL is going to bring you more action right after this one.